Hi teddies, welcome to the Hilda Bear Club, the ultimate club for girly nerds and boys, a place for all things fun. I'm Hilda and the Nintendo eShop is having one of its biggest sales ever, and today I'm going to share all the games that I bought from my wish list. Many of these games were such a good deal, from 70 to 90% off, and were literally only a few bucks. But honestly, the hardest part for me was picking the games that I wanted to buy. I had over 50 games on my wish list that were on sale, so I scrolled through and selected 10 that really stood out to me. Some of these are no longer on sale, unfortunately, but you can still add them to your wish list because I'm sure they will go on sale in the future. And if you turn on your email notifications, Nintendo will alert you when the price drops. So either way, keep these on your radar because they look super fun, and I'm really excited to share these, so let's jump into it. The first game I picked is Cozy Tiny Home, and sadly, this is one that is no longer on sale, but it was 80% off and only $2.99, which is honestly such a steal. So if you're a cozy gamer, definitely add this to your wish list because I'm sure it'll go on sale again. This game is described as a warm, heart-melting decorating game where you design the most adorable spaces and fill them with sweet little animal friends. I mean, that sounds so wholesome and cute to me already. You get to step into a pastel world where you decorate different rooms like a snuggly study room, a sunny living room, or a peaceful bedroom, and just make them feel cozy. What really drew me in is how relaxing it feels. You're mixing and matching cute furniture, cheerful plants, and little decorative details to bring each space to life. And on top of that, you can invite adorable animals to share your space, which makes everything feel even more comforting. It sounds absolutely divine and perfect for those days where you're craving something peaceful and soothing. My next buy was a Monsters Expedition, and I'm so sorry this one is also no longer on sale, but it was 65% off and only $8.74, which is such a bummer because it was such a good deal. This is a really chill open world puzzle adventure where you play as a curious little monster exploring islands to learn about humans. It's such a charming and fun concept to me. The core gameplay is simple. You push trees over to create pathways between islands, and the puzzles slowly start opening up in ways that make you stop and think, but without ever feeling stressful. What I love is that it doesn't rush you. You can wander around, explore, and solve puzzles at your own pace, and the best part is there are hundreds of islands to discover. There's also this playful storytelling woven throughout where you're learning about human history through museum exhibits from a monster's point of view, and it's genuinely funny to me. This feels like the kind of game you play when you want to relax but still feel mentally engaged. It's definitely one to wishlist if you love puzzle games. Another one that caught my eye was Melbits World. It's 78% off and only $2.19, with the sale ending on January 3rd. It's a co-op puzzle platformer where you guide these adorable tiny digital creatures called Melbits through obstacle-filled levels, and the whole experience is built around communication and teamwork. This game is so incredibly cute and colorful and looks easy to play, but it is quite deceptive. It actually requires a lot of coordination once you start playing. You're dodging viruses, collecting seeds, and navigating tricky layouts where timing really matters. This is the perfect game to play with someone next to you because you're constantly talking things through and figuring out how to move together. It seems lighthearted on the surface, but it's challenging in a fun way. I love puzzle games, and this one looks so enjoyable, and the cherry on top is being able to play with someone else. So I'm very excited to play this one with Andrew. If you played Short Hike and absolutely loved it, then you may want to consider grabbing this next game, Haven Park. It's currently 70% off for $2.69, with the sale ending on January 4th. You play as Flint, who's trying to keep his grandma's park running as she's unable to take care of it anymore. You get to explore a small, peaceful park, talk to campers, learn what they need, and build cozy little campsites to make the space feel welcoming again. It's very much about wandering around, helping people, and as you move through the park, you slowly start uncovering small stories tied to the forest itself. It's such a feel-good, comforting game, and one of my favorite parts is that there are plenty of quests to keep you busy. I love games that let you explore and let you enjoy every little bit of it, and honestly, sometimes the shortest games end up being the most memorable ones. When I see a game that is 86% off, I check out no questions asked. But this time, what really sold me was the trailer. It's called The Last Campfire, and it was only $1.99, with the sale ending on January 7th. I don't know how to explain it, but a wave of sadness washed over me while I was watching it. It felt heavy and emotional in a way that immediately resonated with me. You play as a little lost ember who's wandered into this strange, forgotten world and is searching for meaning and a way home. As you move through it, you travel deeper into lands beyond a dark forest, solving puzzles, helping other lost souls, and slowly uncovering what happened. The world looks so beautiful, but there's this quiet loneliness underneath it all. Honestly, for that price, it was an instant buy for me, and I have a feeling this story is going to linger with me long after I finish it. Have you ever gotten a little bored of traditional farming sims? Like, you love them, of course, but at some point they start to feel repetitive and you just want something a little different? Well, Graveyard Keeper may be the game you need. It's currently 75% off for $4.99, with the sale ending on January 7th. And it feels like a farming sim, but with a much darker twist. Instead of tending crops and animals, you're managing a medieval graveyard and doing whatever it takes to turn it into a profitable business. And I mean whatever it takes. That means cutting corners, making questionable decisions, and finding very creative ways to reuse resources. And I'm doing that in air quotes. It definitely leans into darker humor, but that's part of what makes it so fun. I also really love the art style. It looks like something straight out of a painting, but with this grim, offbeat tone that makes it feel completely different from anything else. I think this game is perfect if you're craving something a little morbid, a little funny, and different than your typical farming sim. As I was scrolling my wish list for my next buy, I noticed something about me that never changes. I'm always in the mood for fast-paced, high-intensity, and chaotic games, and that's exactly why I bought Mighty Goose. It's currently 60% off for $7.99, with the sale ending on January 8th, and I honestly don't know why it took me so long to grab it. You play as a bounty hunter goose traveling across the galaxy, taking on massive enemies and entire armies of robots and monsters. And from the moment it starts, it does not slow down. It's a full run and gun experience where you are constantly moving, dodging, shooting, and reacting on instinct. The combat is fast, you unlock new weapons, and you can even jump into these insane war machines that completely destroys everything on screen. And the soundtrack is so epic. Between the pixel art, nonstop action, and the music pushing you forward, it's pure adrenaline. If you love run and gun games, this one will be such a fun pick. Whenever I see a pixel art game, I already know I'm going to fall in love with it. And this next game checked that box immediately. Sparklite. It's currently 90% off for $2.49, with the sale ending on January 10th. And this feels like a hidden gem you grab on a whim and end up obsessed with. Sparklite is a top-down action-adventure set in this whimsical but slowly decaying world called Geodia, where everything runs on this glowing energy called Sparklite. You play as Ada, a clever little mechanic and inventor, and you set out on a journey to stop a powerful baron from mining the planet's core and draining the world of its life force. You explore different regions, shut down mining sites, invent cool gadgets, solve puzzles, and fight many bosses. The pixel art is so gorgeous, and for under $3, this was an instant yes for me. It's adventurous, story-driven, and exactly the kind of experience I love getting lost in. Some games quietly remind you why you love playing games in the first place, and whenever I see this game, that's the exact feeling I get. Garden Story. It's currently 80% off for $3.99 with the sale ending January 10th, and it looks so adorable. You play as a tiny grape who's suddenly been named the guardian of the grove, and the island is slowly being overtaken by this creeping rot, making the community feel fractured, and it's your job to help bring things back together. You help villagers gather materials, repair buildings, and slowly rebuild towards something hopeful. The music is soft, the art style is incredibly cute, and the whole experience feels calm, but without ever being boring. This looks like one of those games that makes you smile while you're playing it, and for under $4, it feels like such a meaningful journey. If you grew up loving Super Mario games and enjoyed 3D platformers, you might really enjoy this next one. It's called Mole. It's currently 73% off for $3.99 with the sale ending on January 11th. You play as Multi, an adorable little mail mole, and your job is to deliver mail across this colorful world called Carrot Land. You're running underground, climbing walls, soaring through the air, and tackling all kinds of challenges. It really reminds me of Mario games where movement just feels fun, and the soundtrack is so upbeat, very Scott inspired, and genuinely makes you want to dance while you're playing, which adds so much personality to the game. You're exploring different worlds, solving puzzles, collecting carrots, and unlocking costumes. It feels lighthearted and joyful, and I'm honestly excited to play it. Now, before we wrap up, I do want to mention two games that were on sale and I completely missed them, which really bummed me out, but I wanted to share them because I'd highly recommend adding these to your wish list because the moment they go on sale again, they'd be worth grabbing. The first one is Trigger Witch. It's a top-down action adventure where you play as a witch armed with serious firepower. It's fast, violent, and has puzzles and exploration mixed in, and it looks absolutely wild. And the second one is Golf Club Nostalgia. This is an adventure golf game set in a ruined future where the rich escaped to Mars and Earth was left behind. Each hole tells a quiet, melancholic story as you explore abandoned malls, museums, and monuments, all wrapped in a really thoughtful atmosphere. I always look forward to Nintendo eShop sales because it gives me the chance to save some money on games that I've been wanting, but also try ones I probably wouldn't have purchased at full price. It's honestly one of my favorite ways of discovering new games, and I ended up buying a total of 10 and only spent $42, which is such a good deal. So if any of these caught your eye, make sure you add them to your wish list because they will go on sale again in the future. And if you've made it this far, let me know in the comments below which ones are you picking up or which ones caught your eye. I'd love to hear from you. And if you enjoy content like this, then I welcome you to be a part of the Hilda Bear Club by subscribing and becoming a Teddy member. We do lots of fun things here on this channel. We are a small but mighty community of other girly nerds and boys who love gaming, Disney, reading books, collecting comics, and so many other nerdy hobbies, and I'd love for you to be a part of it. So come join us, and I'll see you next time. Bye!